These are files and rasps. Files and rasps fall into two categories. Files are generally used to work with metal. Rasps are generally used to work with wood. But they function the same way. You have a textured hard metal surface that you use to kind of grind away at, or using friction at your surface. So this is a mill file, pretty standard, flat on all sides. Files look like this, kind of a T-shape, that they're designed to go into a handle, so you have more control over them and it doesn't hurt your hand as much. Files, depending on what you're filing, can be used in a variety of ways, but typically you'll have an element held in the vise, and when you're filing, you're trying to keep a smooth, consistent motion. You're trying to keep the file perpendicular to the surface that you're filing. So that's a flat file. We have them in various sizes. This is what's called a half round file. It's rounded on one side and it's flat on the other. So the round file can be used to, say, like file off the inside of a tube that has burrs on it after you've cut it. If you have a surface and you're afraid of, you've got a spike on a surface and you're afraid of marring the rest of the surface with a flat file, you can use the rounded part of the file just to kiss the part that's burred. This is a slim file. It's also called a triangle file. And then this is a round file, and its profile is round. So those are all files, typically used with metal. A rasp functions the same way, only it's a much heavier texture, and so it's intended to use on wood. Now for really fine work, you can certainly use a file on wood, but it's a lot faster to use a rasp because it's going to remove more material. You could use a rasp on some soft metals, but it's going to tear up the surface to the point where you're going to have to do a lot of polishing and sanding thereafter. Yes, you could do your filing faster, but what have you really gained in the long run if you add those other processes to your time frame because you've used a rasp on metal? So typically use a rasp only on wood. So we have a half round and a round rasp. And this is a combination chop rasp. It has flat and round. It has different textures. It has metal file as well as rasp. So this is a really good all-round tool, but notice there's no way to put the handle. So there are times when this would not be suitable if you're going to give your hand discomfort.